Do you want to know what the narcissist's biggest weaknesses are? This is the thing that they do not want you to know, but we're exposing it today in this video. Hi, I'm Rebecca Zung, and I've been recognized as one of the top attorneys in the country, and I have written a couple of best-selling books. And on this channel, I give you free resources and tips and tricks and secrets on how to deal with narcissists in a powerful way. So if that sounds good to you, make sure that you subscribe and you hit that notification bell. Just subscribe and hit that little bell, and that way you'll get notified. So let's talk about narcissists and their weaknesses. They seem untouchable. I mean, I cannot tell you how many people I have spoken to, thousands of people from all over the world who have said to me, I can't win. I'll never win. They always win. They always get their way. They always get away with everything. I will never be able to get the leg up. That is not true. I've heard people who said, don't bother negotiating with them. You can never get what you want. Again, not true. I know the secret, and I tell you exactly how to do that right here in these videos, in my materials, in the free stuff that I give away, in my free webinars, and in my programs. So that's what I'm here to help you do. That's my purpose on this planet. I am on a mission. I'm on a personal crusade to help you guys get what you want, get out of these relationships so that, life will be better. And once you conquer that narcissist, once you get what it is that you want, you will see that it will actually change your life in every single way. You will start being more powerful in every single aspect of your life once you do this. This is going to be the hardest thing you ever do, and also the most fulfilling thing you ever do in a lot of ways. So narcissists do have weaknesses, and they go to great lengths to try to hide those weaknesses from you. They don't want you to know that they have any weaknesses. They want you to think that they're all powerful, all invincible. I often think of the Wizard of Oz and how the wizard had built this huge thing, Emerald City. There's this yellow brick road, this golden pathway to get to this place where he was living. And they all come in and they see this massive, huge head, and I am the great and powerful Oz. And they're all like cowering. And I'm sure at that point, they're all thinking, oh my gosh, there's no way we could ever win. But here's the not so secret. The narcissist is actually more scared than you are. You are the more powerful one. And I have said many times, and it's worth repeating again, that the narcissist does not attach themselves to you because you have so little value, even though they devalue you. They attach themselves to you because you have so much value. And they don't want you to know that they're actually the weaker one. They want you to believe that they are. It's the great caper. It's the massive, huge heist thing that they're pulling off and fooling the world. But you are actually the stronger one. You are actually the more valuable one. And they, by the way, they get supply from devaluing someone that they think has so much value. Because now, look at this. Look at me. I'm being more powerful, and I'm actually getting this person who has so much value to squirm. I'm intimidating them. That makes me so much more powerful. That's what they think anyway. So one of their biggest weaknesses is fear. They have fear of everything. Fear of being exposed, fear of losing their supply, fear of looking bad to people that they especially respect. And so therefore, when you are creating leverage in negotiating with them, that's one of the biggest ways that you can potentially get them to do what you want them to do, is by threatening this source of narcissistic supply that's going to be more important for them to keep than the supply that they get from intimidating you and making your life miserable. So fear is one of their biggest weaknesses. and one of the biggest ways that you could potentially expose them. And if you want to know more about this, check out my video on Narcissist Achilles heel, because I go into way more detail in that video as well on what narcissists' biggest fears are. And the second biggest weakness that narcissists have is around decision making. They actually are very bad at making decisions. They take a long time sometimes because they're not sure, they're weighing where they're going to get more narcissistic supply, or if it's going to threaten a source of narcissistic supply, or maybe they'll lose a source of narcissistic supply. They want to keep all of it if they can. I mean, they could hoard it if they can. If supply were a physical thing, they'd actually be hoarders. It would be like stuff in their house. It would be a fantastic episode of Hoarders, because they really want to suck as much supply as they can from every single resource as they can. It's like an endless black hole that needs to be fed, and it never gets satiated. So making decisions is another one of a narcissist's biggest weaknesses. All right, and the next thing is asking for things. They don't want to have to ask for anything. They feel very weak if they have to ask for something. And so they feel that to get anything on this planet, they have to manipulate it. They can't just ask for it. And if you want to know more about the narcissist manipulation tactics, check out my video on the narcissist's favorite manipulation tactics. Unfortunately, they just can't ever ask for something like a normal person. They feel like everything they do has to be lied about, manipulated about, and, hopefully they'll get it that way. I mean, it's because of their scarcity mentality. They have this huge scarcity mentality that, I can't share anything, and I have everything I get, I have to beg, borrow, and steal for, and I can't share, I can't give, because I have to, contain it all for myself. And so they just have started, early on in life with everything has to be manipulated. You can't just ask for something. So that's another one of the huge weaknesses that narcissists have. So if you are so ready to expose that narcissist in your life, give me an expose them in the comments right now below. The next biggest weakness for a narcissist is listening. So, I mean, I've had narcissists, they will actually ask me a question, and while I'm responding to their own question, they're already not listening, they're already off. It's sort of a way of devaluing, but even if it would serve them to listen, even if it would serve them to show engagement or act like they care, sometimes they just can't do it. They're like incapable, which leads me to the next one, which is one of their weaknesses, is that they lack empathy. And that's actually, while sometimes they think it's a strength, it's actually a weakness, because they can't ever connect with people. They can never actually demonstrate value to people because they don't want to have to give up on anything. So they actually become their own worst enemies so often, especially in negotiating, because they often are cutting their own nose off to spite their face. So, listening or showing empathy or anything like that sometimes could actually be very, very useful in negotiating and helping to develop a rapport with people and demonstrating that you care and that you're listening to what it is that their concerns are, so that they may be more likely to give you something in a negotiation. And they just can't do it. They just are, sometimes they lack the ability to do it completely unless somebody has said, hey, you should probably do this. And so I've had situations where one time I was representing a guy who was looking at facing permanent alimony and lots of money every single month to pay his wife. And all she wanted in order to waive alimony was an apology from him. And he didn't even want to do it. Like, I had to basically make him do it. And it's because, you know, he just felt like he was giving a part of himself. Somehow he would be less if he had to apologize in some way. And so, and if you want to know more, by the way, about what's going on when a narcissist apologizes, check out my video on that topic. But, you know, they just can't listen or show empathy, even when it would serve them. So therefore, that's a huge weakness. And the last one are just that they're so insanely insecure. I mean, and that really ends up making them do all kinds of things. You know, they distort reality, this magical thinking, you know, no boundaries, all the different kinds of things that they end up engaging in. If they really are their own worst enemies in a lot of ways, and it's hard to envision that when you're dealing with them, when it feels so powerful. But the truth of the matter is that you can expose them, you can pull back that curtain just like they did with the Wizard of Oz, and you'll see that there's this feeble little soul that's sitting inside there that's super scared. And there are ways to create strategy around dealing with them so that you can get what you want in the negotiation. So if you're getting ready to negotiate with a narcissist or with anyone, grab my free Crush My Negotiation prep worksheet at winmynegotiation.com. Also, join my free private Facebook group. It's called Narcissist Negotiators with Rebecca Zung. We'd love to have you in there as well. If you like this video, give it a like, share it, drop me a comment. Make sure that you have subscribed to my channel and you've hit that little bell, that little notification bell. I'm Rebecca Zung. Thank you so much for joining me today. I'm so glad you're here. I'm so glad you're part of my community. And I cannot wait to help you and be your partner in getting you out of this relationship. So thank you so much for joining me today. Remember, today is a great day to start negotiating your best life, and I'll see you in the next video.